Hi, Phil Iverson here in Chicago. QuickBooks is a program that's been around for a very long time. When I first started using it, this is going back a ways, I had already been trained, really accountant, preparing financial statements for small businesses. But it did take me several months, I remember, to get used to using it. And probably at the top of the list of things that are a little bit difficult are the number of command buttons, the number of options you have. When you start dropping down screens and there's 20 or 25 different things you can do, and there's several different drop-down, buttons. You've probably got 200 commands at least that you can use. And the thing about it, most people, when they're trying to accomplish a task, make an invoice, pay a check, prepare a financial statement, whatever it is, you don't need that many of those command buttons. And the difficulty is that it's hard to see one blade of grass for the field of grass. So eventually I did sort out, which buttons I needed and which command buttons to just simply ignore. But that was a little bit of a chore. It was confusing to use. And I do mention this because I've seen this very same thing in other users. They have difficulty learning which command buttons they need and which ones to ignore. When using QuickBooks, especially for the new user, I recommend using one module at a time. And if you're trying to get familiar with what to do, for example, if you're paying bills, you're writing checks, get comfortable with that one module and stick to that before branching out to other areas like, for example, accounts receivable. Accounts receivable is, as any business owner will tell you, it's a very important aspect to make sure that the account balances are right, invoicing is done properly, and that way you can keep your monies flowing in. So pay attention to just one module at a time is my suggestion. Now, when I make financial statements, I probably need maybe 25 commands. That's something, maybe less than that, but that's probably about it. I need the check register to be able to enter checks. I need to be able to make journal entries. I need to be able to reconcile the bank account and the instructions to print out an income statement and a balance sheet, whatever other reports I need, but that's it. So again, when you're looking at all those hundreds of command buttons, keep it limited to what you need. In the instruction books that are sold for QuickBooks, several of them are a few hundred pages. So it gets to be quite a lengthy discussion, or rather quite a lengthy road to learn QuickBooks from the ground up. If you're using a payroll and rather a payroll module, if you've got a lot of employees, well, that's fine. You can save a little bit of money from the payroll service, doing it in-house. But routinely, we use outside services. They've been very fairly priced. One of the bigger ones, ADP, or just using a local payroll service that, you know, it's reputable, can be counted on to do a good job. For the prices that they charge, I highly recommend that. Doing a payroll yourself, you've got quarterly reports due about every 3 months, a federal 941, a state 941, a state unemployment form. The end of the year, you've got a federal 940, a federal unemployment form, all the W-2s, one copy to the Social Security, one copy to the IRS, one copy to the state. It gets quite involved. So for this reason, if you get a payroll service that is fairly priced and they do a good job, they'll save a lot of effort on your part. Those would probably be some of the major considerations as far as using QuickBooks. There are many software programs available, Peachtree and a number of other products. With QuickBooks, there are two main versions. The online version works on a cloud, and the desktop version. The online version is perhaps a little bit more convenient in that you can be, you know, almost anywhere and be able to log in and do some work on QuickBooks. Each online version has, as far as price-wise and which one to get, depends on how many users you need, and a couple of other features. In my preferred version of QuickBooks is probably the most generic one, QuickBooks Pro Desktop. It's the most straightforward. It looks similar to a proper set of manual books. I do use, for convenience, the online versions, but as well, I use that desktop version quite a bit also. Anyway, this is sort of an overview of what you might expect with QuickBooks and how to approach it. I will mention one thing as to the financial statements. Sometimes new owners will come in and they'll say, you know what, Phil, we have financial statements for our company. We've been doing the QuickBooks ourselves, but we know for a fact that some of those balances on the reports, they're not accurate. We know better as to what approximately they should be, and somewhere in QuickBooks there's been an error. Now, my recommendation about handling your accounting work for your small business is do it monthly. If there are any problems that come up with the financial statements, you know, after they've been reviewed, it's much easier to isolate it to 1 month and fix that 1 month. When you run a whole year's worth of QuickBooks bookkeeping and then come to the determination some of those account balances aren't right, it's harder to fix. You know, it could be a much bigger job. It's certainly doable, but the easy way to go is fix it on a monthly basis, prepare them routinely, and I've been doing this for a good while. That always serves me well. Anyway, I hope your businesses are all doing well, and it's a cold day here in Chicago, about 10 degrees, January 20th. So anyway, until next time, Phil Iverson here in Chicago.